Greetings. Last time on The Witness, we made it inside the mountain. We did the puzzle at the top of the mountain with the statues and the guys carrying boxes, and then we came through this vertical tunnel and there's so many puzzles, and we did the flashing light, the rainbow puzzles, and we did the ones where the screen was moving, and it's been really cool. They're like, I feel like things are ramping up a little bit. Hope you have a good stream. Don't want any Witness spoilers. Oh, Witness any spoilers. I got you, Ghost. I feel that. Okay, bye. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. This game is so good. I will be excited to see you play it when you get the chance. And Mariah, hi. Happy Sunday. Happy time zone. I can't wait until you start Dread because redacted and redacted and redacted and how you feel about redacted. Exactly. Everyone's been really good in the Discord so far, and from what I've seen of like Twitter, I haven't seen any big posts from anyone I follow that are like, this happens. I've just seen people saying it's so good, and that they're excited to see me play it. Oh, but this is The Witness, not Dread. Okay. Yeah, we ended here, and the thing about this puzzle is that the current path we have blocks all of our exits, and we're trying to exit here because that's where it's gonna connect with this door panel, which is, I believe, now open to us, or will be open to us once I finish this. Perhaps. It's complex. I did take a screen capture of this in case I need it, but I think we're gonna have to walk over to the other side and change our first answer in order to proceed. Maybe. It's gonna be interesting. Is there anything else in this room? No. I have a lot of baked goods because people at the train station kiosks weren't very interested in croissants, buns, and other goodies yesterday, so I picked up the leftovers. Oh, that's so yummy. That's awesome, Llama. I bought cookies at the grocery store today. Oh, and last time we did this puzzle. That's right. This one was intense, but we got it. Trav, welcome in. It's good to see you. Been trying to avoid Dread spoilers, but I really want to see some gameplay to see if I want to play a Metroid game. That's fair. That's absolutely a good point, Maggie. Imagine how much easier navigating the island would be with a Hearthian jetpack. I cannot imagine combining the games. It would break me. It would break my brain. But it would be very cool to have a jetpack in this game. We'd be unstoppable. Ooh, chocolate croissant sounds so good. Okay, so is there a way I can redo this puzzle and not block the exit? Probably, right? It's gonna be challenging. Or block an exit in general. I wonder... Okay, we got this. We can do this. I think I want to... Oh, that was such a loud noise. Block these off still. I think that's fine. Oh, I see why this is so complex, right? Because in order to not block an exit, I feel like we have to either go here. I'm trying to draw it in my head of where it will go to get out of at least one of those things. I bet we're gonna have to solve it over on this side and then solve it on that side and then come back and solve it on this side. Maybe. But then if we undo one of them, I wonder if the other one, like, disappears. We'll see when we get there, I suppose. And now we can do this. But can I get across? I cannot. Weird. Oh, okay. Then we can split up these two. Right? But now we also have to split up the white and the black. And we have to leave an exit. Oh, this is a lot. I wonder if we have to leave an exit on the left-hand side. Like this? Why would I need to go to the other side at all? Oh, because I have to turn the light on to get out the door. But how? Oh, weird. Why did Jen cross the puzzle to get to the other side? Thanks, Ta. So this is a solution for getting to the door. But we don't want that, necessarily. Okay, maybe I want to do the same but on the other side. And then just come over here and change it later. Oh, this is very complex to me. How do I not mess with... What if we do this and go like all the way down to the bottom? That's not gonna work. This is weird. Okay, that doesn't work because the only way I can split those up... Okay. There's like so many ways to solve it. No. Maybe this. And then at least we can solve the other side and make it light up. And see what happens from there. I think we can maybe solve the other side, but I don't know if something weird is gonna happen. We just wanted to leave at least one of the exits available to see what happens when we draw a line to an exit in general. We haven't been able to try that yet. So now we have one available to us. And it should light it up and open the door. And then we can go back to the other side and hopefully everything will stay lit. Oops. The pretty colors. Oh, we gotta go. There's gonna be 2 puzzles when we go below that we have to look up and do EPs for. We're off to a good start, I think. I forgot about sprinting. I've been playing too much Outer Wilds and you can't sprint. Okay, let's see what happens. It stays lit up for now. So then how do I do this though? Is this gonna affect... The fact that that one's drawn there, it's gonna affect how we do this, right? Weird. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can be clever. Hey Scotty, welcome back. How's it going? How do we break up this party here? Why did I group those 2 together? I don't think there's a way for me to split up those 3 stars because they're all so close with the to the yellow line. Like this solves the puzzle, but I can't get to the exit. Maybe I have to redraw it here. And then redraw it again, and then redraw it again. I'm just satisfied so far with the yellow line being, or the yellow cable being lit up. But I think the blue cable does go out when we're... Yeah, it goes out while we're working on this line. All this back and forth. Mom the Human, welcome in. Hello, hello. We haven't done too much back and forth yet, but we've been pondering for sure. A lot of what ifs. And if we do this, we can't get over to the other side. Liam, thank you for the resub. Thank you for 2 months. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your Earth Badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. We're very glad to have you. Metroid Dread arrived 4 days earlier. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm Liam and I no longer work in fast food. Congrats, Liam. Welcome in. I'm glad you're loving Dread. I'm so excited to start. It's good to have you here. Oh, come on, controller. Here we go. So this is a way to get us back to the other side. Which I feel like it was drawn like this or similar to this before. What an interesting puzzle. I wonder then if I need to draw a big line around those 2 stars. I wonder if that helps us. Oops, I need to include this square. And draw an... Oh, whoops. Jen, what are you doing? Let's try it and see what happens. I think that'll help. Oh no, we have to let one of them be grouped together with that other star because it's gonna get split in half when we draw the exit. Aw, thanks everybody for saying hi to Mom. Y'all are so sweet. We went grocery shopping today, and it was so crowded, and I like never go on Sundays. I'm never going on a Sunday middle of the day again. But she was so good. She helped me get around, and there was a bird in the grocery store. Okay, so when we get over there, we're gonna draw the yellow line. Maybe just including... Oh, this is gonna be weird. We have to draw it around these two, right? And then that'll help us redraw the blue line in a different way. And then we can redraw the yellow line, and then we can redraw the blue line. Like, I feel like it's some number of steps, and you want to try to do it in the fewest number of steps. But it's maybe gonna take me a while to get there. I almost feel like we want to... Oh, this is so confusing. We want to leave, like, the top two stars. Like, we already are not grouping this in the best way that we could be grouping this. Ugh. At some point, I might have to go to the other side and just completely undo the yellow one and then come back and redraw the blue one without the yellow on the board. Because I almost feel like we have to... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let me just try something. Let me stop theorizing and at least try redrawing the yellow the way that I first imagined. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. There we go. Now I remember how to sprint. So all this allows us to do is draw here, which is helpful, I think. I think, but I don't know for certain yet. Oops. Don't go on the orange walkway. I don't know your progress, but last time we had to watch out for fast blinking panels and colors. There may not be more. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I don't know if there's more on their way, but I know if they do come up, we will give lots of warning for them once we get there, so... Yeah, it's one of the concerns I have with the panels, for sure. Okay. There should be no more like that? Okay. Now we can split these up. But we have to split this up as well. Which I messed with because of that. Oh. But we can't... This is so weird. So did I want to include this one? No, we can't include this white square here because we have to be able to make it out. Can we just do this now? No, because of the black and white squares. Weird. How can I fix this? This is what it was before. How do I draw this any differently? We probably have to start over, huh? What if we go around this way instead? That doesn't help anybody. Can we just do this? Now that we have the yellow line helping us? Oh, we can, can't we? What an odd puzzle. Okay, that's kind of fun though. Can we see anything? Ooh, we can. Doo-doo-doo. I almost wish that those walkways were slippery, like you could ice skate along them. So now I should be able to do this, which is a very good thing. Oh, I keep wanting to walk on this orange walkway. And now we just do this. Yay! That was cool. I like that. So colorful. Oh. More running water, more waterfall zone. Triangles. Super quick solution for a very hard puzzle. Did I do good? Was I quick? I have no concept of relative speed for how I'm doing any of these. Whee! My puzzle brain is activated from all of echoes of the eye. My critical thinking. I've been trying to try a solution, and if it doesn't work, think of a different solution. If it doesn't work, think of a different solution. And so far, my solutions aren't working, but at least it has the gears already turning coming into stream today. Remember that one taking me a while? It's a tricky one for sure. Alright. Aw, we can't see underneath that puzzle. Wait, does that mean we couldn't see either of the circles for the puzzle above us, right? Hang on. Oh, wait, it's right here. I was like, I can't see it, the ceiling's so low. If I just step out here, you'll see that, now we can get these. No, not from here. We can just get this one. So do I have to go up and redraw the yellow one? Since we don't need it anymore? No, you're never gonna see. It has to finish somewhere. Okay, I don't think we're ever gonna see the yellow one. Unless I were to redraw it so that it goes to the exit. That's a thing to think about. that I don't want to think about right now. I'm already proud enough of myself for getting to this point. Oh. Hello? Is this blocked? Okay. Can I help you? Is this gonna light up the floor underneath us? Weird. One second. I wanna adjust something. I don't know, the music was feeling kind of loud to me personally. I personally hated this room. Oh no. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Is show $3.99 plus 67. We're almost to 400. So many panels. Is that 400 since I got that one? I think so. Yay! Oh. Oh no, what have they done? Oh, that's fine. But what's gonna happen? What's up with the floor? That one's not, that's not a rotatey one. Have you played Manifold Garden? It's on my wish list. It went on sale the other day and I almost picked it up, but I didn't because of how busy we've been with this and Echoes of the Eye and Dread. But it's on my list. That and Maquette and Abduction. And what's another puzzle game I've been looking at? Oh, The Dig. Whoa, what? And Fez, Hob, there's too many good ones. So, are these giving me shapes I have to use? And it's also creating a mirror? What happens if I just do this? Let's see if they all glow red. Yeah, okay, it's giving us the shape that we did use. Hey Stubbsy, welcome in. My fave puzzle in the whole game. It's something. So I feel like we have to... I want to redo this one, I think. And I don't think this one will be too bad to redo. Oops. Yeah, Jen, that's totally how this works. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know that I can exclude that one. Weird. I like the stained glass rooms from previous, I guess the Florist Tower, yeah. Yeah. The color ones are real good. So this one is... How can I at least test just one block? What if we do this? Does this at least give us a one square that was satisfied? Oh, I didn't do it the right way. I have to do it this way. I just want to see if the blinking red stops. No. Why not? What about this one? Okay, so now that one stopped, so that's something. Does this one over here spin? No. How in the world? This is very odd. So I'm assuming we have to connect like these two. Will that make a shape that works on the other side as well? What did I do wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's facing the wrong way. But it says that it can spin. Okay, fine. We'll make it so that it doesn't spin. We'll put it... here. I know this isn't gonna work. Hang on. And then where can we put the other one? Nowhere good. Didn't we try this before and it didn't like this solution? Yeah, I'm very confused as to why this is blinking red, because when we did this one, it solved it. And I don't know how we're ever gonna get this one to work with anything. Beep. Because we can't go across here. Do you have to go like... Oh, I have no idea. Because you can't... And there isn't one of those like divider things on it, right? No. What happens if we leave one of those available? What if we do this? No, we can't. Well... Oh, that's gonna hurt my brain. This isn't gonna work. Gracie, how's it going? Welcome in. I just finished a spontaneous short drum session. I swear every time I try to play along with Hocus Pocus Focus, I forget how long this song is. I hope you had a good time, Llama. It would be great to completely rule out this symbol. What if we... What happens when we just do this? We still get... Okay, so what if we do this again? I don't know, one of these maybe we can make this work, right? No, because if you end up fulfilling both shapes, I think the white branch flashes red. Like, you have to make it cancel something else. Otherwise, the puzzle's not solved. What if we do this and then we put the other one? No, that's not gonna work, I don't think. Yeah, if you leave it separate, it doesn't, you can't do that. The brain smoke is kindling. Well, we can change some of them to give us a different block that we want to work with. I do not understand how this is ever gonna work. Why would they do this to us? I can't believe you've done this. Yeah, I'm kind of upset. I don't know, I feel like I just have to play with it for a while until it makes sense, because it doesn't make any sense. What about this? Oh, Jen, please. That has an extra square attached to it, but maybe that extra square we can incorporate into another shape somehow. Because these two, if you pretend the bar of 3 is the far left, bottom left-hand corner, like this, you know. And then you pretend the L is above it, then this far bottom right-hand corner isn't attached to anything. But that's okay because we can't stop here anyway. We gotta keep going. So what can I attach here? Oh, but you have to, so when we're finishing this, I feel like you have to make the top shape like one of the final L's or something like that, right? You have to like build it from the center out and make sure as you're building it everything's symmetrical. It's very strange. Jim, welcome in. I don't like it. Because how we have to include these panels. That's not it. Please pretend not to solve until I get back. Okay, Semi, I'll do my best. I don't know. They're all wrong, except for the top right-hand corner. I wonder if because when we lock these into place and choose this shape, it's no longer a slanted shape. If it were slanted within the walls of this square, you would be able to rotate it. But I feel like once you decide on the shape you're gonna use, that becomes the shape that you use going forward. What happens if I just undo these? Is this a trick? Or does it make me wanna, do I have to fulfill both of those shapes now? Let me see what happens. Jen, please. The whole thing is blinking. Does that mean... What does that mean? What is that, a 4x4? So what would happen if we did this? Oh, this is still... I don't think that's gonna work. That's not what they want. Julia, hi. Welcome in. How are you? Oh my gosh. I don't think that discovery helped us, but it was interesting. Unless, so this is a, yeah, this is a 4x4, but it's not even that. I just don't think that's what it wants. What if we do this? Does that matter? I don't think so. But I got a chance to catch you. Me too. Taking a break from Echoes of the Eye today, so you can watch without getting that spoiled. Be playing it later. Heck yes. Enjoy. I feel like that's one of the frustrating things. It's like pro and con. Frustrating and very rewarding about sticking with one game for a really long time is people that are trying to play it too, or like we've been playing The Witness on Sundays for a long time, and I know there are some people that only come to Sunday streams that don't want this game spoiled, and I'm like, ugh. I want to get through it, but when we're done, join us, join us. Okay. I still don't know what to do here. Like my Sunday puzzle content. Thank you, Scotty. I'm glad. Why did this happen? Why did we start Puzzle Sundays? I don't remember. Because we were playing Myst. Were we only playing Myst on Sundays? I think that's when it started. That became our weekend game. It's how I found you. Literally typed The Witness and saw you playing. Heck yes. It's good. Sometimes, on occasion, Twitch discoverability by game is okay. You take your time having fun. We others will be back. Otafu. Hi. Vanishes. Goodbye. I do like that. That's also part of why we play a different game on the weekends and the weekdays, so that there is a bit of back and forth. But we have these giant game releases to deal with right now, so yeah. Okay, focus, Jen. We might need to draw this one. We do have graph paper if we need it. You did Baba? Oh yeah, we did play Baba on Sundays. Hey Wolf, welcome. That was a good one too. We only played it for 2 Sundays, but it was a nice weekend puzzle. Hi. I think this, yeah, that's right. That's the first time we did it. Let me grab the graph paper. Let's draw. Baba is Jen. I should have gotten, I went back and forth deciding whether to get like a spiral notebook of graph paper or not. I kind of wish we'd gone with a spiral notebook because I can't flip this one and keep using it in the book. I have to rip the pages out first. Oh, where's my pencil? I have a pen but no pencil? I'm gonna need to erase things. I had a pencil. Where is it? There it is. Okay, dropped my controller. It's fine. Ugh. You ever just have a big desk and then wish you had a bigger desk? Okay, how do we draw this? It's a 4x4. No, the big one is not a 4x4. Why did I think it was a 4x4? It's a 5x5. So then... But I don't think there's a way for us to draw a 4x4 square within the 5x5 having the two, like, tails, the two paths. Hey, Stir Fry. Welcome in. And Looney. Hello, hello. Thank you for the lurk. I don't know how this graph paper is gonna help me. This is a tough one. What the heck? Played Outer Wilds last night after you ended stream. I'm gonna do DLC next weekend. That's awesome. Have fun with it. I hope you like it, Stir Fry. It's tough. But so is the base game. Enjoy. Stay curious. Alright, I gave up on graph paper quickly. What about... What's your favorite visual from Outer Wilds base game? I almost don't want to talk about it in case anybody here is avoiding Outer Wilds spoilers since I happen to not be playing today. I feel like stuff that happens on... Well, visual versus personal favorite memory. I still feel like just the Quantum Moon in general is my favorite part. Which I feel like without too much detail isn't spoilery. Okay, there is a set of 3 on the bottom. Now let's envision adding 1 block. What if we add 2 blocks? What does this look like? That adds this shape on the right, and then we have a vertical of 3, which I don't think that helps us at all. What is the shape on the top left even? I don't even think I know what this one is. Do we want to change that to be... Do we just want to need... Do we just need to make these symmetrical? And choose things that'll stack well. My bad about spoilers. I don't want to spoil, just love the game. Oh, you're good. I mean, we're not playing it today, so I think yeah, I don't know. You're good, Stir Fry. Just trying to be mindful of others, but it's an amazing game. So if this one, we can rotate this. So should we pick one that mirrors one of these other shapes? Or like, we want to have the bottom 3, now I can draw this because I know what I want to draw. Have the bottom 3, that vertical, or that horizontal bar of 3 squares, right? And then the next row could maybe be what am I trying to draw in my head? A set of 3 across with 1 going up. Can I make that happen? Do I have the shapes to do that? I'm not sure. Holly, hi, welcome in. Happy Sunday. One of these could make that, but I think it's hard to make these horizontal and not end up including both shapes into the thing. What if I do... Oh, wait, what if I do... this? No, that's not gonna work because it's gonna cancel out the one that's inside of the shape. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so what if we do... three across? No, we can't do 3 across and 1 pointing down. I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, maybe? No. Oh, I don't want to think of it that way because the symmetry was helping my brain. But at some point there's gonna have to be an offset where we go and use the squares on the outermost edges. What if we have a stack of 3? I'm still drawing this. I don't have notes cam set up. And then we have the shapes to do like the little L corners that are sitting on top of that. Let me show you what that looks like. Like this. And we have... I think we have the shape that's the corner on the bottom right-hand side. I don't think we have a shape that looks like the other one. So we'll have to turn it into something else, but we have to do that anyways. What if we do this? Oops. Oh, that's not gonna work. If I do this. But that does kind of help. Then we have one going, a stack of 3 across and going down. No, that doesn't work. We could have an upper left-hand corner one. And a stack of 3. Ooh, this is so hard. We only have one that's 3 horizontal, right? Yeah. And I can't figure out how to change that one. Such puzzle, much wow. Hi, Hylian, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Meeting my mom before dinner, so I'm gonna lurk. Hopefully back before stream ends. Have a good dinner, stir fry. Enjoy. Have a good time with your mom. What if we make something like this? Does this work? And we can imagine one that goes 3 across and 1 down. And then one of the corners over here. We could add another corner and then maybe... No, that's not gonna work. We can't do something like this. I wish we could. I wish that would work out. This is 3 and then 1 down. 3 and then 1 down again, which I don't know if I have 2 of those. Wait, no. 3 and then 1 down. This is a corner piece over here and then a corner piece up here, which I don't think we have symmetrical corner pieces. Oxo, hi, welcome in. We did manage to get down here. We started not like only 1 floor above this, so Semi, welcome back. Okay, well yeah, I was just waiting for you. Now we can solve it. This one is brutal. It doesn't give us symmetrical corner pieces, but we could make symmetrical you could make symmetrical of this, like one going one way, one going the other. I guess not symmetric, but mirror image versions. Streaming's weird. Okay, sometimes you say a word and you wonder if you said the right word. See, I can't. Maybe my brain can't do this today. Okay, I need to draw the upper left-hand puzzle has a choice of either this shape your choice of either L going this way or an L going this way. Brain full of Tetris pieces, not words. I tried to say the word version, and then I heard myself say it, and I wondered if I said the word virgin on accident. And then I tried to explain what happened, and I said a bunch of words in the wrong order. Kids, be careful out there. Thinking is hard. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Human brains are just like that. Okay, on the upper right-hand square, we have a choice of either an L going this way or an L going this way. Oh. In the bottom left-hand puzzle, we have not really a choice that I can fathom yet. What happens? Because if we do this, I tried this, right? If you try to combine the two shapes, the whole puzzle stays red. Yeah, just making sure. Hey Kopsky, welcome in. Thank you, I appreciate it. Blame the game for putting a knot in your brain. Yes. The lower left-hand puzzle gives us 3 squares horizontal, and then the lower right hand puzzle gives us a whole bunch of options of an L shape pointing this to the right and an L shape pointing to the left. Like, it's got the flipped version. And they can rotate. So if we can figure out a way to use all the other ones, and the last thing we need is just one version of that to fit into place, that would be kind of cool. And so far, I mean, we could either start this out like this, but at some point in this puzzle, we need a set of 3 squares horizontal. That's where it starts really messing with my brain, because how do we do that? Okay. Let's say we start with one of those corner pieces, so I can check off this one. Oh, interesting. I wonder, because we have the corner pieces, two of like the opposite kind of, to make a set of 2x3, which is helpful-ish. But if we do that, I don't know if that's a good idea. If you do that, because we only have 4 to choose from, and one of them it stands alone as the 3 across, so it seems. Antable, hi, welcome in. So you almost want one of the things, the corner pieces sticking out, to be the oddball. I don't see how this is possible. How can we take the things they've given us and make this symmetrical when the one square that we have to use is 3 by 1? So then we have 3 remaining shapes to make something beautiful with symmetry. I'm gonna be doing more drawing. Hey Cranes, welcome in. I don't know if we're winning, we're puzzling. Even if we didn't have, even if that lower left-hand puzzle wasn't the 3 by 1, it would still be a 2 by 2, which is also symmetrical by itself. What if we, oh man. How many different ways can I draw this? I don't know how else to tell you what I'm doing other than furiously creating a drawing. Unfortunately, that's what it's come to. Oh. Looney, hi, welcome in. Oh, thanks, Holly. The puzzles are going, we had a strong start, but this one I don't know how else to get through without just like putting my head down and drawing it out. So this is what my paper looks like. If you all don't mind while I do some chicken scratch, I don't have the second camera set up. We could try to set it up on break though, if we even get to that point. Cam 2, Electric Boogaloo, yeah. Number, hi, welcome in. Have we witnessed? I don't know what we've witnessed. I don't understand. And we can't do... There's no way to do a 4x4 because... reasons. What happens if I get rid of all of them? Hey Austin DM, how's it going? Happy Puzzle Sunday. Okay, they're all gone now. The waterfall? Yeah, there's a waterfall behind us. Or above us? There was one above us before we came down the elevator. Can we still see it from here? Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm having trouble remembering, but I feel like this puzzle didn't used to have red flashing lights. Oh, really? They added those? I want to look at it from above. This elevator is very slow. Oh, it doesn't really help to look at it from here. But it's, interesting. Boat has 2 speeds, elevator only has 1, yeah. It's cool that you can do this from up here, though. I don't think that helps us at all, so... Just kidding. Hopefully we don't get elevator squished today, yeah. I don't think you can do that in this game. Oops. Nice job solving this floor. Thanks, Austin. Yeah, we got the floor above this, which I'm proud of, but then as soon as we got down here, I was like, oh no. Things have gotten much worse. Oh, what is this? Looks like a model of... I don't know. Something that we've seen. Maybe something that we've seen in the windmill village, those storage containers. It looks like this room, though, because of all the panels, the way the walls look. Maybe, okay, even if we could use the 2x2, that would be better because it's not It's not mirror image symmetrical for this floor because it's a 5x5. So the 3x1 sits dead center, but the 2x2 would be off center, which is good because we have an even number of squares that we want to work with. But it still doesn't help us. The 3x1, this one kills me. You could put the square here. If we do this, can we use the square? Because it'll cancel out the 3? It knows which one to cancel. Okay, thank God. That was worrying me. Does it help us solve this? I don't know, but it gives us something else to work with. Ooh, actually... if we do the 2x2 in the bottom left, and then we do a 3 up and 1 over... and then we do a 2 up and 1 over, and then we do a 1 up and 3 over. Yay! Okay, thank God. I forgot how to do the branch thing. But the more I kept thinking about it, I was like, I don't think that this is solvable if we use the 3x1. So now I want this one. I want to make sure I have the pieces I need. Ooh, I might not have the pieces I need, but hopefully I can rearrange and make it work. What is this? Sorry. Hang on one second. The music, I know, it's like a weird pet peeve of mine. I feel like I said it before and then we tried Chill Hop. I feel like we're just gonna go back to Stream Beats. I don't like lyrics in my lo-fi. I just want ambient, chill, you know, bops. That's it. I'm so picky. So I think I can do this, right? I just have to put the square on the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side. And then use a 3 up, 1 over, 2 up, 1 over, 1 up, 3 over. Oh, we don't have that one though. What about... oh no. Lyrics are largely distracting when you just want music as a background. Yeah, and I keep making these or finding these playlists that are saying instrumental as the title, and then I play them and it's like, it's nothing bad. It's not terribly distracting. That one was just called Running Away with Me or something like that, but Yeah. False advertising, yeah. This game with such an alone vibe, yeah. You're sitting here puzzling in silence, and then all of a sudden you hear just this like tiny little voice singing to you. You're like, no, I'm trying to concentrate. Okay, so this is fine. Everything's fine. I don't have to put the square on the bottom row either. I want to use the template that I made where it's on the bottom left-hand side because that uses the Tetris piece that goes over 3 and down 1. But it doesn't have to be... All of them can move around. Like, what about this? Do we have one that goes... Oh, we do! I think I got it. Okay. I had to draw it. I'll show you what I drew. This is what I drew. I think that's our answer. Does the game itself have any music? No, it does not. It's very quiet. Okay, we want that one. We want... this one. Oop, no. How can I get this, though? We want this one. There's gotta be a way to get that one, right? Otherwise I have to draw it all again. I think of it as the lack of music suggesting each player to use the audio they wish. Yeah. Hi Sykes, welcome in. Hello, hello. I don't, now I'm worried that I can't get this puzzle piece, even though I thought that I could. I have to say, as a hungover human, watching you work on this is really cool. I'm extremely head empty and it seems like witchcraft. Oh my god. I love that. Oh, that's too funny. How did I put myself in this position? That is so frustrating. How do? I don't think there's a way to solve it without two L shapes. Because then you're short one square. Because this is what that shape looks like. Okay, beautiful, wonderful, love it. If we move it over to the right, it no longer includes... Also, this is another song with lyrics. It includes... this doesn't work. As much as I wish it did. I'm pretty sure that's the only place we can put that shape, right? We can't move it to the left. We can't move it down. Why have they made this so difficult? Oh, back to the drawing board. Okay, let me keep drawing things then. Also, let me do this. I feel like we're gonna do this a lot today, so I can remove songs from my playlist. Hey Super Ammo, how's it going? Welcome in. Okay, so what if we do... this? No, I messed it up already. I don't... how is this possible? Sunday's going okay. It's going good. I'm just staring at this puzzle. I don't know where to have it focus for you all so that you can see what I'm working on. I guess I could zoom in on one of these. It doesn't really snap to that screen though. What if we cut out... Let me draw a 5x5 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If we cut out the middle of the bottom... I just don't... There's nowhere on it that you can cut out one square, because if you draw with the two starting things... Oh, maybe if you start... Okay. I think the middle bottom is the only one you can cut out. So we should start with that. It's still not symmetrical though. That's what kills us, is I can't figure out a way to stack them without using two of the L shapes. Thanks for the good vibes. Thanks for the kindness. Sending human kindness from me to you, to all of you. Have a fantastic Sunday. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. It's always good to spend time with you. I hope that you, if I can send puzzle power from me to you and that it helps your brain get through the day. It's also World Mental Health Day. I'm thinking about you and your mental health. Cheers, friends. I'll show you what I'm thinking here, which is... Oh, that waterfall is loud, loud, loud. No, there is no way to just isolate one square. This is very frustrating. I wanted this one to be... Wait, hang on. Oh, this is so tricky. To get the shape I want, I think I have to do this. But that doesn't allow us to finish that way, so I have to go the other way. But is it gonna give us the shape that I want, or is it gonna pick the wrong one? It's gonna pick the wrong one. No, wait, I think I just messed it up. Oh, God. I don't think I can do it. I need this shape. This game seems so hard. It like, some things click and some things don't. I don't know. It's very bizarre. What about this? No, it's not gonna work. Because now I'm leaving out the one I need. What if I move it over to the right one? No, it's not gonna work either. Oh, I'm so mad. This is like so many different layers that if you pick the wrong solution, so now I have to like redo the other solution that we came up with, different pieces, and then go back through and see if all those pieces are even possible. Because we're finding out that like this one you can solve with either one of the two squares. What if I... If we go back and do the set of 3, can we do it again? No. The set of 3 was weird. The 3x1 was weird. I don't remember why, but we didn't like it. So what if we flip this around and do a 2x2 and I don't know, just move a bunch of stuff around and see what happens. It's not gonna work. It doesn't give us any of the right pieces that we need. Like, eventually, I feel like the only way to solve this, though, is by... Oh god, what is that noise? Is by doing this. Like, this is what's gonna work someday. So what if we just solve these and hope for the best? Except I can't solve this one. It doesn't work. It's evil. It doesn't work either. Not in the slightest. I don't know, maybe we did this before and I'm just forgetting how we did it. We got this. We can do it. Why did that not work? Oh, right. You can't combine the two because it'll hate you. Here, do that. Is there a way to do this? I don't know. Not like that. What about like this? What if you stick one of these in a weird spot? Does this help us? I don't think so. Or you put these two at the bottom, facing the opposite way, although I don't think we have those two pieces to even work with. It's not gonna work either. I don't know how to do it. Titan, welcome in. How's it going? So what if we go back to this theory again? It's not symmetrical. What if we stack the 3 along the bottom and do something like this? Is that gonna work? Ooh, actually, that might work. Okay, we'll try this. I drew another picture. It looks like this. I feel bad because this one I just have to sit there and draw. I can't say anything, but that's what we're gonna try next. Thank you for the hydrate, Trav. Witness is a cool puzzle game. It's very cool. It's very challenging at times, and then other times you're like, yeah, I got it. We're flying through it. Okay, now this is the tricky part though. Do we even have the pieces that I made this with? I don't think so. But maybe we have, like, if I flip it and we have the other version? Potentially, I don't know. We need one that is... We need this. Corners. No, I don't think we have it. Oh, this is the worst. So now I have to draw it with this stupid corner piece that doesn't go anywhere. They're forcing me to use it, and it's a horrible corner piece that I don't like. It's ruining our symmetry. What did the corner piece ever do to you? It made it so I couldn't solve this puzzle. Grump, 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 grump. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and do a little doodle, do a little drawing. I don't know. I guess if I start with... man, I don't know. We're back to where we were before, where I thought I had ruled out the 3x1. And now I'm trying to have to use it again. And just stack and try to find a way that this works. Is this a symmetrical thing? Do we have these? No, we don't. I drew another one that doesn't work. It means there's a lot of different possibilities, but only one of them is gonna have shapes that are available to us. I love how this game inevitably leads to many notes and doodles. If anyone else were to walk in and see, it would look exceptionally odd. It just looks like Tetris. Looks like Tetris gibberish. Okay, we have this one. Do we have this one? Yeah. It doesn't help though. What if we put this here? Gotta erase, erase, erase. What if we put this here? Do we have that one? Yeah. That's not a good fit though. What if we put this here and this here? No, that doesn't work. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're left over with one that we don't have. What if I rearrange this one to make it fit? Can we do that? No? Or we flip this to the other side? Have a good dinner and table. Like me trying to plan how to rearrange the living room. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely what it is. It's these two, it's the sets of 3 like corner pieces that are giving me all the trouble. We have this one, yeah. And we have this one. 2, 3, 4, but that's too long. What about this? I don't know. It's really easy to put two together and think, oh yeah, I've got like the top of it, but nope. Nope, 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 nope. Corner piece sofa and coffee table are always the culprit. I wish, like, I wish one of these could function and we could leave it out. What would that even look like? I don't think we can make a shape that doesn't go at least 5 tall, though. We can make 2 different shapes. But they have to be perfectly... I think I had that train of thought earlier on, and they have to be perfectly, like, mirror image. And we don't have the pieces for that. Like, that's the initial problem. Because you think, oh, I've got 2 things. I just make 2 different sides of the puzzle. Like, we have this. Oh, maybe that is it, though. Because, look, you could make... I'm, like, out of space. Yeah, I don't like this notebook. I want a spiral one. We have this. And then we have... Oops, sorry. This one? That's not the right one. So close, and yet so far. Do you see what you were going for? Yeah, because the upper right-hand square does have a corner piece. A one up and then one over, but it's not the right one. If we do this, the left-hand side No, it's still not good. Oh, because I did it. Oh. Because I would have to go back in and change this one to the one that I wanted. What is it currently? Right now it's this. Yeah. That did work for the left side. It's hard to do this one from an angle like that. Is there any way I can make the two on the right have a square somewhere in the shape that they are? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then this, and it would have to be this one, which we do have? Question mark? But I don't know that we can... These are deceptive because we don't know how to get all the shapes that we want. Is this the one that I couldn't figure out because of the way it's placed? You know what I mean? No, I think this one's okay. I think this one's relatively simple. And then we want... Oh, this one is the one that... I thought we had gotten both L's here before, though, right? Which one do I want? I want the one on the left. Which is the easier one of the two. None of them were satisfied. How did I draw this so wrong? Oh, right, because... Wait, no! Oh, because I didn't include the things in the thing. That's frustrating. What if I move it up one? There we go. I had to move it up. Wow. That was like 2 whole sheets of... Well, no. Like 1 whole sheet of graph paper. And a million doodles. We went from thinking it was a shape on either side of the center line to 1 big block in the middle of the center line. I feel bad doing those because it's so much of me just sitting here and just being like, what? Never seen that solution. Hey, War Editor. It's Trixie. It's so Trixie. Thank you for the yay. I didn't realize this was a door. I thought like stairs were gonna appear. I didn't know that that was a glass door. That's pretty funny. Oh goodness. Never again. Wow. Spent a lot of time looking for the same solution you were at first. Yeah. I was so disappointed when I drew the one shape and then realized I couldn't get those pieces. I was like, how dare you? How dare you do this to me? Okay, are we getting some creepy music in here? Creepy vibes? Hi. This isn't lit up. You're making all of our puzzles. Look at all the little shapes. Are you drawing a panel for us? Hey. Might be worth turning off music. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. We will enjoy the ambiance of The Witness. Can you hear it? Yeah, it seems like it's pretty loud, so there were conflicting noises. Is it supposed to be lit up? It's a weight plate. Weird. Wait, what? I heard like water dripping. That takes us back to that room. Did I step off of it? Oh, I guess. And it gives me a new one? Are they timed? I feel like I hear a ticking. They're timed? And now you're like redrawing it for me? Well, I don't think he's doing anything, but... Does this show me how much time I have? No? I don't see a visual indication of a timer. I don't like this room. This one is scary. One, two, three, four goes up and over. I don't know. If I stand in the same spot, will it keep giving us new ones? I hate it. Or do I have to step off and then step back on? No, it'll keep giving me new ones. I don't know. I don't like it. No! Come on! This is my puzzle without a timer game. But if I get one, what does that do? Anything? Does it light up one side of this? No. And then it takes both of them away. Oh, now that one's still there. I can't do these ones fast. wanted the controller to do. Just wait for one that looks good, I guess. These all are horrible. They all have splits right where I want to draw a line. Every single one. And there was one that I felt like we were close on, but then it went away. Oh my god, Trav, I'm gonna... I'm not happy about this, that there's a timed one. Thank god we got one that was easier. The timer's still going? Yay! Why is the timer still going? This is the area we couldn't get to before, and we saw a statue from far away that looked like two people. I thought it was a mother and child. Yeah, they're over there. Can we go look at that before we do this puzzle? Or do we have to go through here? That noise is so unsettling. This is really pretty. Oh, there's like a door. There's like a seam. You see that? I want to look at you. I never got to see you from far away. There's a boat. We saw the wrecked boat from when we went on a boat ride. Hard to particularly like the sounds here. It does sound really cool. All right, let's puzzle, I suppose. I'm curious about something. Sorry. 405 plus 67. Oh, they're on the back of these pillars as well? How does this work? Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh god. Stop it. I don't think there were any breaks along the bottom, just along the top. Stop it. Oh, God. It makes me dizzy. Okay. Now you're thinking with columns. I don't like how fast it moves around. Yeesh. Does it reset? No. You're fine if you get it wrong. I want to try this again. Oh, I see. We should probably, like, completely block them off. Oh, God. Stop it! Stop moving so fast! This is silly! Now do we get it? I don't think so, because this one always ends up connecting over here. Oh, I see. Stop it. We want to do this so it cuts it off. They're cool, but I don't like the fast motion of it. I wish it went around slower. Okay, how? Okay. Nope, that's not it. Can alter cursor speed, though it would be slow on regular puzzles. Yeah, okay. Damn it. Okay, the idea I was going for worked. I just had to do it a bajillion different times. Oh god. This is weird. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Stop it. Oh god, I hate it! Stop spinning! I don't know, what if I do this? Over taking the puzzle off the pillar and unfolding it? Yeah, I wish. I wish we could. Stop it. Is that... Are we good if we capture these two? I think so. Oh, but I blocked the, I blocked it. Damn. No, that still blocks it. Can we go one more over? There's a cat at the door. It's this corner. Stop it! That's a problem right here. And I don't know how to fix that based on what I've decided to do down here. I didn't do it. No, we didn't get it yet, Antable. We're working on it. I feel like this one's gonna make a problem with that corner again. Oh, BB wants to meow at us. This could be it though? No. It's so hard to keep track of where you've sealed things and where you have not. This one is the problem child right now. What if we seal it off like that? It's still a problem child. Trav, we'll do a cat cameo in just a little bit. Make this work, it's very frustrating. Okay, yeah, we can have BB come say hi. I think she was at the door. Hopefully she's still nearby. Thank you, Trav. Oh, where'd she go? hello to your fans. Here's the blue. She's snuggling. She says, hello, my adoring fans. I am not human, but I am part of the human race. Yeah, she's a blue. Where you going? Hi. Alright, I'm gonna let her be. Thanks, everybody. Okay. Hey, Sugar, welcome in. We're at 2.5 hours somehow already, so we're gonna go ahead and take our stream break, and then we will continue. Thanks everyone. Stretch if you need to, grab water, all the things. We'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Welcome back, humans. I hope you had a good break. We will jump back into this puzzle. I also grabbed a cider. Cheers. Puzzle juice. We didn't do our usual Friday wine day, so not that we have to have a scheduled day for wine on stream. I was just feeling like a cider. I got these at the store today. I love these flavored ones, the different fruits with the apple. So good. This one's strawberry magic. It's magic too, apparently. That's pretty cool. I feel like, I'm sorry if I like feel a little grumpy, but the fact that this timed door happened, I was about ready to like throw the game. And and then the spinny thing is a little hard for me to get used to with the controls. The spinny thing is way less annoying than the fact that there's a timer though. But the timer turned out okay. I just needed a moment to get over it. Throw the game at the controller, yeah. Cheers! Yeah, cheers everyone. It is delicious. I got a blackberry one too that I haven't tried before, but I've had the strawberry one a couple times and I really like it. Okay. This one's giving us some trouble. Gosh, look how beautiful this room is too. Yes. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Timed door. Yeah, this puzzle here to get out into this room, I'm like afraid to leave in case it resets. But we stood on this red square and it started a timer. It gave us 2 panels to do. Like that. And if you don't finish them, it switches out to a new panel. Well, I'm not looking for answers or tips or anything. Please don't give solutions or information about the game. Oh, wolf. Here, I'll pause it so you can hear the alert. Thank you for 6 months. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your brand new 6-month Earth badge and alert. Your ad-free viewing, your emotes. I appreciate you, Wolf. Thank you, thank you. Also, huge thanks to Wolf and Interruptus, who I don't think is here, but both of them came onto the modding team specifically for Echoes of the Eye, just for that game. It was so helpful. Thank you. And I appreciate you giving some extra coverage for that. And Semi joined us for Echoes of the Eye as well and is helping out a little bit with the Witness. So big appreciation for mods. All of the mods out there in chat. If you mod and you just don't mod for me, you're doing fantastic work. It is very appreciated. All to thank the mods. Wolf, I hope you're having a good Sunday. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take a break on that one. Let's go to this pillar. And try to go through... Oh, interesting. I feel like we... Oh, there's another start here. Gotcha. But even that is weird. So maybe we have to go backwards through these? Oh, there's another start. I think I want this start. And that's the finish, but I want to come back, like, down through these. Oh no, this is weird. Make a little step ladder. Nope, not like that. Not like that. Oh dear. How do we get this one? And this one. Okay, this feels right to start. But then it starts feeling all wrong. Weird. Oh, I wonder if you go all the way until it stops. And then all the way until it stops. Nope. Dang. This is weird. Oh, that wouldn't have worked anyways. Oh, bummer. We missed this corner one. But I wonder if there's a way to get it. If we go up this way instead? No. It's not gonna work. Perfectly placed line breaks. Yeah, they're good at those. Too good. I feel like I keep trying the same thing. Can you... You can't, like... No, there's only one spot where it finishes. I was like, you can't start one and finish one and then use the second line to cover all the gaps. It's not how this works. I hate this. These corner ones make me think they're the outline. Well, that does not work. I don't understand. Okay, hang on. Sorry. We've summoned BB and now I have to give her her space. Nope, 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 nope. Why did they give you 3 here? I feel like they give you 3 so it gives you the option of using this other one as a corner piece, which is, you know, cool and stuff. But we keep doing the same thing. And it doesn't work. I feel like you have to go down here, but then you're cutting this one off. And then if you go this way, you're cutting off the finish line. But now you've got a dead end situation. What if you go like this? No? No? Ugh. Terrible. Oh, but that one is stuck in this corner, so you have to go that way if that's where we decide to start. This is wrong too. Because we left that one in the middle. Oh, I feel like this game, I want to do 2 puzzles a day of it now. I can't handle it. What is that tiny dot out there? And what is this thing? Do you have a sailboat? Yeah. That's cool.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. Oh, do these make things in the reflection? No. That would be kind of cruel. Do they make things with the clouds? I don't trust anything in this game anymore. It's all out to get me. It started out fun, but now it's just pretty mean. Should we try this one again? Oh, I think I blocked off the exit if I do that. Right? Yeah. Let's do... Oh, but I have to separate those. Can't trust anything, yeah. I've honed my brain for decades for one type of puzzle, speed boost puzzle. I'm pretty bad at the rest. Oh no. Puzzles are never mean. The worst they can be are puzzling. I don't know, these ones are pretty mean. I don't understand. This is really annoying. Maybe now we did it. I don't think so, but we'll try. Wait, why did I think that that cut those off? It didn't. Ugh. Why did I go up there? What if I go up there? And I don't know. What if I go... This is the same problem we had before, which is this cuts those two in half. But we need another one here. What if I... Okay, hang on. What if I go up one more sooner over here? No, that doesn't work. Bummer. That doesn't work either. Why did I do this before? I don't know why I chose to do that. Oh, we came over here and then did this. Yeah. And I was thinking it would be cool if we put one here? Did that do it? I don't think so. I don't know why, but I knew that that wasn't quite right. Oh, because I think the line here is missing? No, I don't know. Let's do it again. Because I think... making this big of a shape ends up leaving these two white squares connected to a black square somewhere along the line. And I don't know why. It's just here, that connection right there. So what if we... If we cut that off sooner, it's still not gonna work. Because it still has the same connection here. That loops around again. I don't know how I would draw these because of the way it circles around like that. I feel like they're really difficult to draw. They don't have an end. Or they don't have an end in the same way that the other puzzles have an end. Oops, there's a bunch of chords. Okay. Yeah, if I was to draw it on a piece of notebook paper to help me out, I don't know how I would. I know I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I'm having trouble going, oh, here, let me get a piece of paper that'll help me, because it's just like, I don't know how that's gonna help me. Wait, what was I doing here? It just seems like the most logical thing to do would be, okay, we start on the lowest level. We go up, right? We cut off these 3 black squares, so they're isolated. Now let's do another level. Let's cut off, I don't know, let's make sure everything in the next layer only contains white squares. Okay, and then you come around and you're like, oh, but here's one more. How do I cut these 2 off? And still finish the puzzle. Because anything we do here is blocking the exit. Still blocking the exit. And if I don't come up here, you end up including a black square and a white square in the same little grid. And there, if we try to cut them off, we run out of room. And this has black squares and white squares in it now, I think. I think they're touching. Yeah, they're touching. I don't know. It's because I feel like so many of the other puzzles you use the outside edge to your advantage, right? To like pull, okay, these ones are going over here. I'm isolating them on this corner. And you don't get there's not an end. You only have the 2 instead of 4. I like the music. I feel like we could also stand to bring the lo-fi back, though. These go out there to that, whatever it is. I think they go out there. Interesting. I bet it's gonna light up and there's gonna be a giant puzzle in the sky, and then it's gonna open into a portal and take us to another island full of puzzles. Maybe it's gonna make us sail for this boat, and the boat's gonna become a sailboat, and we're gonna sail away to another island full of puzzles. No thanks, Austin. I'm good. I appreciate it. All the islands are full of puzzles. It definitely feels like there should be circles and lines down here, but there's only ones on the panels. So it seems thus far. I don't like this door. That's it, we did it. Okay, well, there's nothing else here, it seems, for now. It is kind of a pain that they bring you down here. And then if you want to go do more, you have to walk all the way out. If you want to take a break from these particular two and go somewhere else. It's a long journey. What the? That was very strange. All I was trying to do was look at this, and it, like, spun us all the way around. Very odd. Yeah, this is cool at first, but I'm gonna bring the music back. Maybe I can turn down the game sound so you don't get like two conflicting songs. Settings. Oh, did we not get the music? Where's the like game volume? Is that only in the main menu? I don't remember. I can also do, hang on, I can use the mixer. Although I wish there was like a music versus sound effects. I don't know. I think that's all my brain has left for puzzles today. We did a good one, good couple of them, but I think that's it. I think we're getting to the point in the witness where it's just like 2 at a time. So, we're getting there. We're going through it.